The Open Task Podcast has returned, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see from the backgrounds, we are talking about one of the quintessential movies of the 90s. We are talking about a movement.
It's true.
We are talking about a movie that has created a groundswell on our social media. People are very excited. And we got a return guest for the first time.
Yeah,
for the first time.
This is big. This is very, very big.
It commands it. Guest. We have our main man.
Yes, sir.
Our main man, Reese Hendrix of surlyshirts.com. Shout out to Reese. What's up, baby?
Shout out to Reese. Shout out to Reese. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Reese.
Oh, hey, man, I appreciate being here. I got the call. It was like, Major League. We need Vaughn. Came out the bullpen. Give me Wild Thing. I'm ready.
Oh man. And like Wild Thing, I'm sure you're gonna be throwing some heat tonight.
Yeah. Give him the heater, Ricky.
With the exception of The Natural, why do so many of those films about baseball in the Midwest? I'm curious about that. The Natural, actually, a lot of the story was in the Midwest, and they're from the Midwest. Maybe that's something for
it's like
time.
cornfields.
I was thinking Rookie of the Year. Really, that's Rookie of the Year is stuck in my
Rookie of the Year, but like, what's the other one that was in Minnesota? Little Big League.
Little Big League, basically the same.
Man, you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, I'm just curious about that. High stinking cheese. I was thinking of the high stinking cheese.
Yeah, man. It's cornfields. It's
And the last scene in The Natural, he's throwing the ball in the cornfield.
If you build it, they will come, man.
After playing 8 games, he's got enough money to buy a farm. After playing 8 games for the New York Knights.
WGN and the Cubs.
Oh. Yeah. It's a lot of Harry Carey. Yeah.
It's the 6th inning.
I had the whole family. I had Harry Carey on my WGN and WCBS. Skip.
Yeah, Skip Carey.
Braves win.
Skip and Harry.
But yeah, man.
Dale Murphy.
that was our one. He was our one. You know what I mean? He was our Rocky
Marciano. Number 3.
Yeah, man. Started out as a catcher and struck out about 200 times between 1984 and 88. He's in
the Hall.
No.
He's not in the Hall of Fame, Dale Murphy, but
Dale
Chipper
Murphy's
Jones
not in the Hall.
But Chipper Jones is?
Well, Chipper had a better career, man. Oh,
that's true.
Chipper had a better.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. But I digress, man.
Mr. Brave. He's still Mr. Brave.
He's still Mr. Brave. Mayfield ice cream. That's why we eat Mayfield ice cream in Atlanta.
It's Mr. Brave.
Because of Dale Murphy. He was a nice, wholesome guy, a Mormon. It doesn't get any better than old Dale Murphy. Old Dale.
The antithesis of Danny Ainge. The complete ass. The antithesis of Danny Ainge.
Yes, the antithesis of Danny Ainge.
Danny also is unsubscribed from the podcast.
Good. Take your ass off somewhere.
Yeah.
I still remember that. The 84's finals. I still remember
that. Tree Rollins bit him once, and it was a headline in the Atlanta Journal and Constitution, Tree bites man. And, yeah. Hilarious. Yeah. All right. So 1995, gentlemen.
Ooh,
1995.
December 95.
December of 1995. This movie comes out, but I will argue that this is well within our spheres of influence for several years prior to. Because if your mom was like my mom, all the Terry McMillan books, in the crib, Disappearing Acts, what was the first one? Sister or something like that? I think that's the name of the first one. Is it Sister or Mama? My mom will kill me. Terry McMillan books. And so it was a thing. Like my mom had her crew, my mom Spelman, class of 75. Shout out to class of 75 Spelman.
Shout out to 75.
She had her crew drinking Alizé and all sorts of other things.
Alizé!
Alizé a day.
Alizé a day, exactly. Commiserating over Terry McMillan books and plots. And girl, this Terry McMillan, she's better than J. California Cooper. They had a J.
California Cooper. Golly.
they had these
Black mom
clubs.
Black mom literature.
Yes, man, Black mom literature. But the peak, the one out of all of them was Waiting to Exhale, man.
True.
And so, the word comes out that it's going to be a movie, and then you hear, okay, who's going to be in the movie? You know what I mean? and it's like, okay, I can't even remember who the first one was announced. Was it Angela or was it Whitney first? Because Savannah is the really kind of this. Did you guys read the novel?
Yep, I did.
Reese didn't. Okay,
I did. I wanted to read it before I saw it.
I did.
I read it in 2.5 days.
Yes.
Because it was that simple.
I never had more play from the girls in lit class. Also, oh, you're reading Rain Tech? Yeah, I'm with it. Yeah. So, reading Waiting to Accept, but like Savannah was the main character in the book for sure. So I think it was Whitney. I think Whitney was the and this is post Bodyguard and all this stuff. So yeah, this is
yeah.
Whitney was
some chop.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And then you get Angela Bassett for sure, and then Layla Rashawn is fresh off of Sunshine. You know what I mean? Like it's because and Boomerang, yes. So like she's hot commodity, and then Loretta Devine. So anyway, like
Loretta Devine doing everything in between.
Oh yeah. Well, she holding up. What's Loretta, don't get her props, but I'm sure we'll give her some props tonight. But so look, 95, this movie comes out, man. I did not see it in the theater. I passed on it because I was 95, I was a junior, so I probably could have been going on dates, but I wasn't. So I didn't see it in the theater. Joe, did you see it in the theater?
I did.
Reese, did you see it in the theater?
Absolutely not.
When did you first see it, Reese? When did you first see it?
I want to say that I had to, since it came out in 95, like you said, we were in high school. I want to say this was in the dorm at Morehouse, low budget date.
Yeah.
Type deal.
Tape.
Yeah. And which was probably bad because I'm probably, next to a Spelmanite and I'm watching this like, oh my God, what is this?
Not a date movie.
Brother, not a date movie.
You're not taking this seriously. So yeah.
Joe, so you saw it in the theater. Did you go on a date?
I did.
How'd that go?
I'd read the book, so I knew it wasn't a date movie, but it was more of a happening. It was more of a cultural thing.
Okay.
Like you had to go see the movie, and at least in the end, you're like, okay, I'm not like these guys. I'm definitely not Troy. I'm not like these guys.
Yeah.
And so, but it was not, to Reese's point, if you're coming in cold on that, like you have no clue. This was not on the World Wide Web. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
There was no discussion. So except maybe Entertainment Tonight. But if you caught it that night, and so the point being, if you don't know what's going on, man, that's not really what you want to do for a date. Like it's just not.
Yeah.
So some of these you can kind of get. This isn't a rom-com.
No, you're gonna have you're gonna catch some dirty looks.
Men are scum, are horrible in this film. Like, and no one, only one guy is like redeemable. To be perfectly honest. Nah. Even with that, I mean,
okay.
I'm with you.
Okay.
But I mean, like, if we just play it like, if you just a quick lemon test, it's
okay. Fair enough.
You could just as soon have just as easily have done whatever.
Yeah.
Make tonight beautiful. Whatever that means. Okay. I mean,
all right. I know.
And I can't recall if that was different from the book.
No, it was the same.
Okay, I didn't recall. I thought it was the same, but I was thinking about that when I was watching.
It was very true. It was very true too, and that actually was a moment. Like that was something that that was one of those.
That was great casting, though. That was great casting because he was on top of the world.
Oh yeah,
at that point.
Yeah,
I mean, Wesley,
we gotta
95 Wesley.
talk about that. Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, we got to talk about that. So
On rocks tonight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. All right, so
where'd you
I rented it from the local Blockbuster, probably the Blockbuster next to what became the Kroger. Started out as like Bruno's.
Oh, the new
Bruno's,
Kroger. Oh, the newer Kroger off across from
Cascade.
Greenbrier. Yeah.
No, Cascade.
Which one? On the inside or the out? Oh, Cascade, outside 25.
Yeah, okay. Outside of 25. Yeah. So yeah, man.
Or inside of 25. I know what you meant. Inside 25.
Yeah, inside, so because it said it towards the city. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm the Atlanta native here. I should know better. At any rate,
Publix is on the other
Publix on the outside.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So it was the Bruno's at that time. It was Bruno's. Bruno's didn't last long, but Bruno's was a phenomenon, and they had the Blockbuster right next to it, and so rented it from there. I'm sure, and watched it, and was like, at this time I was in the throes of a pretty heavy Lela Rochon crush, regrettably, not for the reasons that you might think.
What's the regret? What's the regret?
I don't want to step on too much. She's a bird throughout this entire movie, man. She's the worst.
But that's how she was written. She's
true. She's true to it, but still, yeah. So anyway, but if there, 15, 16-year-old Cal enjoyed Waiting to Exhale at that time. It's very true to the novel. A few differences here or there, but certainly not like it wasn't taking a whole lot of liberties. And so, I was good with it. And then, subsequent rewatches and, it's just like, so anyway, so little things, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
What little things stand out in this movie to you?
Man, it's 95. So when I just watched it recently,
mm-hmm.
I was looking for the guys. I was curious about the guys, about their fashion.
Yes.
Because the film was directed by Forest Whitaker.
The great
Forest Whitaker, which we know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall if this is his first film or not. I think it was, but of course it wasn't. No,
it was.
I had a feeling it was. I didn't think anybody, but it was like a pretty big deal to give to a first-time director.
Sure.
But I'm glad it was a black. At least it was a black person that was directing it, and it was directed with warmth. So
mm-hmm.
I noticed like, so little things for me that stand out. Now, are these little things good or bad, Calvin?
They're just little things. It's the bad little things.
Before I go charging down this hill,
tell me the bad little things.
The DJ got on my nerves. The DJ is just too much. K107 or whatever, K107. He's horrible, right? It's the
worst kind of exposition.
The worst.
Yeah.
It's like, which is from a first-time director. It's like telling me it's like on the nose, hitting me on the inside. So the DJ is horrible. The Biltmore is the only hotel in the Phoenix area.
Yes.
Niggas don't live in Phoenix. Okay? Niggas don't live in Phoenix. I already went there inward early. Shoot. I went inward very early in this recording.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. And definitely not in Scottsdale. All right.
Shout out to my girl Shay DeShell.
But they know it. But they know I recruited it. Come on. I had to drive 40 miles to see black people either direction. Yeah. All right. And then
Tracy, by the way, Tracy says this is the reason she moved to
and I understand. I love Scottsdale. Like I'm going to Scottsdale in September for my birthday. I love Scottsdale. No question. And all we're doing is playing golf. That's all we're doing. But okay, so those are some of the little things. One of the other little things to me was the thing where the song is playing, and then they have a line in the movie about the song.
Yeah.
What was that? Other than sitting up in my room, like that shit turns me on. Love Will Be Waiting at Home.
Yeah.
You go down the list, everything but Shoop.
Yeah, they mentioned everything but the song titles.
They mentioned the song title.
Yeah.
Hurts Like Hell. It hurts like hell. And it hurts like hell. In the background.
Yeah. A lot of on the noseness.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. But those are the bad things. But some of the great things I love, those beautiful black women.
Yeah.
I mean, it's black. This film was black.
Blackety black.
Yeah. So that's a little thing, but it's a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
They were just and in many cases, this is the best. They were at their best.
Yeah.
So if you take the 3 Whitney movies, and I'm not talking Cinderella and that thing she did with Brandy. If you take the 3 theatrical
the Preacher's Wife.
Preacher's Wife, this Preacher's Wife and Bodyguard.
Yeah.
I think Whitney, she put it together here and she did the best she possibly could. This is in my opinion. So that's a little thing. That's a little thing for me. And but I think the others were Angie's just coming off an Oscar nominated performance.
Oh yeah, eat the cake, anime.
And Layla's just Layla. So,
smoldering.
And Loretta Devine always she's Vinnie Johnson.
Yeah.
She's Vinnie Johnson.
Yeah, microwave. Yeah,
microwave. 12 and 8.
Yeah, consistent.
And we're gonna get the win.
Lemon pepper Lou. Lemon pepper Lou.
There you go. Lemon pepper Lou. 12, 8, and 4. We're gonna get a win. So that's
Reese. Little things. What little things stand out in the movie to you? Good, bad, ugly.
I have several. And they
Can't wait.
They have no theme.
I've been waiting for this all week. I've been waiting for this for 2 weeks.
and they're ridiculous. So let's start with none of the men have fades. It's a one guard the whole way through. Just
oh my God!
Go back and look. Nobody has a crisp fade. Nobody.
They're all black Republicans, dog.
Nobody has a fade. It bothered me the whole time.
Not even Serrano had it. I mean, Serrano
no,
did
no, president. Man, my president.
Nobody had.
No, he's Serrano. He's Serrano.
Allstate, none of them. It just.
I think it's Forrest Whitaker because his hair is always jacked. I bet you it's Forrest Whitaker. It's got something with it.
So that's
no money on the barbers. No barbers.
No money on the barber production. It's like they came a week later.
Not even my man Donald Faison. You're right, man.
Yeah, Donald Faison didn't have one either.
Go back and look. Nobody.
Yeah. Wow.
Nobody.
Theo Huxtable.
There you go. That's number one. Number two, I didn't understand I didn't understand how much money Robin made. Loretta Devine's house was huge. She had like a pool house. He was doing his thing out back. But Layla Shawn had an apartment. Yeah. And look, and what size was that bed? It was like
it was full size.
What?
It was like a twin plus.
It was not a twin plus. Dude, when you go back and watch her and Russell
Leon
in the bed,
yeah.
It looks like they're in a shelter. I didn't know what was going on. It's such a small bed.
Oh my God. Okay.
And
was it like a day bed?
There's a little mammy doll overlooking the bed.
Oh no.
I'm going on mute.
Hey, it's a little mammy doll on the bed. And I was just like, that's an odd place for a mammy doll. Like, why is that in your bedroom? Like,
Reese, I saw it. I saw that doll. There was like a pan out, and you could see the outline of that doll. And I saw it, and I thought about the Different World episode when they did the mammy. But I saw it, and I was like, why have I never seen this mammy before in her little room?
Wow.
But her deck was kind of big on that apartment.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
I guess I felt like maybe this was like closer to downtown or something. Maybe she's paying a premium.
Okay.
But that's me stretching. I was just like, what is
on the old apartment too? Because it was not modern.
Okay.
It wasn't. Okay. It wasn't. My next thing is when he's telling Bernie that I'm going to the party without you.
Oof.
If you listen, right as he tells her and she starts to react,
emergency broadcast.
This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. And it played the whole time she was going on until she stopped. And then they ended. I was like, you had to have done that on purpose.
That's the best take.
That was the best take. Yeah.
That's all I got. At $16 million for this film in 95, they should have been able to reshoot that.
Yeah, that and I think my last a little thing. Well, I have two more. So, little thing, the soundtrack, all women,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
all women,
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
fire.
yeah.
Fire.
It you know it gave us I was your lover and your secretary.
I'm working every day of the week.
Which was another thing
I
from
would
the-
stop breathing if you told me to. Like, come on, man. Hey,
That was the song of pain for
Ooh.
quite some time.
peak Mary J.
Ooh.
Man,
Peak Mary J.
KC was putting it through it.
man, I have a T-shirt ready to go for November featuring that.
Shout out to Reese.
Yeah.
Shout out to Reese. Shout out to Reese.
I'm trying to think, and I had one more
Okay.
that is escaping me right now. Yeah, it's escaping. Oh, that's what it was. Where were they going to hang out? They went to like
It was
they
weird.
were a carnival. Where
Yeah,
they were
a carnival
racing
out of nowhere.
ostriches.
A carnival
Yeah,
slash rodeo. Right.
And then
Arizona.
and then they went to like a Robin and Savannah were at a like a water park.
Yeah. I thought they took the kids. I thought they took Bernie's kids there, but it wasn't clear. You know?
Yeah.
Like I thought they might have just taken the kids out, but it wasn't clear. It looked like they were just sitting at a water park.
Yeah, but
To your point.
Bernie wasn't in that scene.
I know. Like I thought maybe they took the kids for the day. Like we're gonna let Bernie have her own day and just take the kids. But the kids weren't in the scene, so it kind of like negate. And there's not like a little bag, so it totally negates it. I thought about that. They're like, why are they at this water park? And not dressed for swimming.
They didn't explain it like they did in Norbit.
No. And then my last one was Whitney Houston talked in a whisper, sultry voice the whole time that it was hard to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, why is she talking like that?
Mama. Yes.
Oh, Mama. Mama was on welfare.
I can't wait
Mama
to talk
had
about
a hard life.
I can't wait to talk about that part.
Mama had why? Oh, are you there? Do you want to? Oh, go ahead, Calvin.
No,
I want to talk about why
no.
her mother.
No, not
I want
yet.
to talk about her mother.
Not yet. All right. So my little things before we get there. The dynamics.
Daughter, right?
The dynamics between the ladies, man, was just like, I mean, it was again growing up in a household like my mom, single mom, and her classmates from Spelman coming over and everything. It was just perfect. It was just like that. Like, they talking and sending us out and having these discussions and dogging men out and and for good reason a lot of times, you know what I mean? But like just that whole dynamic and like, a new chick coming to like how they embrace Robin. I thought that was, I witnessed that in my mom's like friendships or whatever. Like, it just was because Robin didn't know Savannah prior to this movie, prior to the setting of the movie or whatever. So like, it just was.
She didn't know Gloria. They didn't know Gloria either though, did they?
Well, I think she knew Gloria. I think she knew because Bernie was cool with Gloria.
And she'd been doing her hair for so long.
Yeah. I think she knew her.
Okay.
But she definitely did not know Robin. Robin was the young chick. I mean, I don't want to be specific about my mom's friends, but I know for sure there's a Robin analog in my mom's friend group. There's a Bernie. I'm not gonna say who my mom is. You know what I mean? I just like, there was somebody. Each one of them was somebody in that crew. Mm-hmm. So, there was that part of it. The music, there was like, so to the point about like the soundtrack and how it featured all female artists, there was still more music within the film.
Like the music in this scene, scene from Romeo and Juliet.
Yes. Very, very apropos. Balcony. Yes. So there's that part. There's the whisper song. There's another Aretha. I wanna make you mine. Yeah. Very, very, very country western, almost like that's really that Dick Griffey Solar sound on that particular song. But yeah, there's that. And then like having gone to Phoenix, like that happy hour they went to, very realistic because. That was exactly like the happy hour I went to in Phoenix, and it was about whack like that. And I was like, yo, yeah. So Anyway, man, well, I guess we can talk about these characters, man, the unsung heroes of the movie.
I want to say something real quick about, since you're going to characters.
Yeah.
Is it not? So do you think Candace Bushnell looked like, oh, 4 women? Let me go and write about my life.
Yeah.
Write about my life.
It's also derivative, man.
Because these 4 women, like I saw this 4 women. They put this little, like this is how it's written on the page.
Yeah.
Look we did this nice little budget, and they made $86 million domestic.
Yeah. So let me sell this to HBO.
Let me sell the same thing to HBO, just 4 white women in New York. You know what I mean? Basically, very similar.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
You have a Samantha. You have a Miranda. I mean, you have something somewhat similar. Just like you said the analogs there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Candace Bushnell was influenced by this, and if she says she doesn't, that's a stone. I think it's a lie.
Just like Friends is nothing but a white living single.
Yes. Okay.
Same thing.
Yes, but
ain't nothing new under the sun, Joe.
That's fine. They didn't really expand on living on Friends like they did on Living Single. They didn't really expand, but that's just me. But I tell you how I feel about Living Single some other time. But I just want to say that. I just want to say that about that.
Yeah.
But as well. And I'm still crying from what Reese has brought up, because now I'm going to watch it again after this.
Immediately after, man.
Just for all of those points.
The mammy, oh my gosh, man.
It's a one guard throughout.
One guard.
Oh god.
I appreciate.
Who's your unsung hero of the film, man? Who's the one?
For me, can I have a number one and a co?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Number one for me was definitely Bernie.
Okay.
I felt like she was catching the most hell throughout the movie, and probably the strongest performance throughout the movie.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
One of the scenes that keyed in for me was them getting ready. The opening scene, they're getting ready for this, night on the town, and he says, "I'm going without you. She doesn't want to be alone tonight." That just set the stage that this was an ongoing thing. My man had been caught before.
Yeah.
It was kind of a known thing.
Yeah.
And maybe even for the money and the lifestyle, she was like, you know what? Have your side piece. Just keep it out my face.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, this is happening. And when she showed up at the office, I need a word with my husband.
Woo!
She was like, yep. Smacked the shit out of her.
Did she get up? I didn't see her get up.
I think they drug her out on a stretcher, just off to the side. Way later. She put the paws on her. And I think this is what he said when he said he was coming for his kids that weekend. He was like, let me tell you something. You have my kids near that tramp, bitch. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The way she said it, it makes you like sit up.
Yeah.
Man,
okay.
Man, and then the security guard comes in.
Yeah.
And she knows you gonna arrest me, Joe. You gonna arrest me, Joe.
Right.
I love that scene. I love that scene.
For me, when the fireman shows up at the door, she's smoking a cig, like
no fucks given. Fucks given.
And she was very careful on how she answered.
Yes.
She was like, "Did you start this fire?" And she never responded.
Yeah.
Next question. Like I'm not answering that. Next question.
Yeah.
Next question.
So Bernie, and then, behind Calvin, I got to go with Troy.
Yes, let's go there. Let's go there.
Let's talk Troy. Let's talk Troy, please.
Bitch.
You raggedy bitch.
Man, just every time he was on the screen,
shooting it up.
Man,
it's fresh off of
the dance coming into the Coke party. To the all white party, because everybody had all white. I don't know. And my man told him the good stuff's in the back. He comes over later, and then later it's revealed that he stole the credit card. He stole the purse.
Yeah.
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 You know,
Which we never had a resolution on that.
no, he invited her to the cookout after 3 days.
You gotta meet my mom.
That'd be my son.
And my son. That's right.
Son, who's almost 13. So I think you know, Troy. And in preparation for this, I was looking online and looking at the memes that have been generated recently from that scene. And it was like one of them was like when the taco shell breaks at the top and it falls out the bottom. You raggedy bitch. When the microwave makes all that popping noise, but the food is still cold, you raggedy bitch.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So it's all these moments where you just call it an inanimate thing, you know.
Which is very black. Which is so black.
When you're ready for the bus, it sees you, but it takes off. Yeah. So.
Oh man.
Those are my two.
Okay. Hey, look, man. Troy, look. It's the orange for me. It's because she tells him, "Don't you throw the orange."
And he stops the wind up. He balks. He stops the wind up.
Yeah, he balks. Take the base. Take the base. Take the
base.
Take the base.
But then he his parting shot.
He balks. He balks.
And it's basically the same outfit as the party outfit, minus the
but
shirt
without the
underneath.
rose. No, minus
And without
the
the
other
rose.
one has a rose. Because he has an assortment of leather in Phoenix, an assortment of leather vests.
Oh man, and he bit her ass when like he came back and bit her ass. Like Troy, man.
I have no problem with that at all, by the way.
Well, I mean, you know,
that shit turns him on.
Yeah.
Look, so we got to come back.
And her
to
dress. And her dress.
The dress is. Oh man. Hey, look.
That shit should be in the damn Smithsonian, in the African American Museum of History and Culture. That dress. Why are you bullshit?
So Joe, who's your unsung?
Man, it's so hard to always go after Reese with these things. Literally, that was extremely difficult. But I agree with his choices too. I was gonna go with Gregory Hines.
Go for it.
And I can't think of Marvin. I think
Marvin King. Marvin King.
Yeah, Marvin King.
I grew up with a Marvin King. Shout out to him if he ever listens. Yeah, Marvin King, for sure.
Okay, well, shout out Marvin King. He was an unsung hero for me because he was filling a void.
Okay.
Although it was the fact that he had to fill the. I don't know where like the homophobia comes into play with this thing, because it's like, okay, is he just? And if you read the book, you realize, like. Dean Big Brother Almighty, and I'm just gonna do it like Dean Big Brother Almighty, and Gloria hooked up in college, and you know the baby was born, and Tariq was born, right?
Yeah, he got one past the goalie.
Yeah, that you realize that's what it was. There wasn't really a relationship, but in the film, you know, there's no time for the exposition. So in the film, it's kind of weird. So it's not like he's not in his life because of these other things. Well, we don't know these. I know he's not because of the other.
But
things,
in the book, he was coming in and laying it down once a year too with her in the book.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden, then he stops because he's living his truth. Great, congratulations. Which doesn't mean he can't be a father. Doesn't mean he can't be in the kid's life.
Yeah.
But somehow there's no father figure, right? So and Tariq is acting as the man in his mom's life. So when Marvin appears, I do have a little thing. I don't know what time lapse we're dealing with here. I have no clue how long this story is taking. You know, like Beverly Hills Cop is 3 fucking days in Beverly Hills. Okay.
Yeah.
This is
okay. Good. This is a year.
To New Year's.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is New Year's to New Year's.
Thank you. But I don't know when he Tariq just left because he wasn't going to college. So I don't know if he was help with the people. Oh yeah, you like that? Yeah, I like that, right? So it's Phoenix, right? So it's always sunny. You don't know what time of year it is. So I didn't understand how long I didn't realize it took that long. They're kind of like going together, but nothing happens. So Marvin was a good guy for sticking around and being that guy during Tariq's senior year when he kind of needed it. We needed that guy in his life.
They tried to give you markers of it was a year,
Yeah.
Because they did the New Year's in the beginning, and then later on they did Easter Sunday.
That's true. When they went to church.
And they had all
that was what church was about.
In the book, the church that was the cover of the book. The version my mother had, the one I read.
Yeah,
it was a black cover, and it was 4 women in
the church stuff.
It's in the church stuff, like with these hats. Yeah. I vividly recall that, but it was glossed over, in the film. So
and then Gloria had a birthday.
Right.
Okay.
It kept it moving, and then the end it was New Year's, and
So
Robin was like 3 months pregnant at that time. She was showing,
but not showing, but somewhat showing. Yeah, and they did something different with her look, her face, like try to make it look more fuller, whatever.
Yeah, she had the nose. They gave her a prosthesis.
Yeah, it was so we're gonna go with that. So, but Gregory Hines was, to me, he told her the truth. He was down. I mean, he was down from the moment he saw her. He told her the truth. So he was an unsung hero for me because of that. Because he was, to me, the only redeemable man in the film. Of course, I'm looking at who's the redeemable man because he stands out like that. That's just so. Yeah. I also thought that Gloria. I really love Gloria in the picture because she's usually trying to tell someone the right thing to do, and she's usually trying to keep them on track.
She was not Letty. She was Stevie.
But the point being, what they had, that's the ostrich races, right? Again, and they had just come from the spider, the thing. Ebony Jack, girl, you Salad Jesse. You get your week on Salad Jesse. Ebony Jack. All right, the whole thing, right? So, but to me, she was a centering character who gave great advice. To her friends, and really truly loved her friends, loved her son, and realized later that she was wrong. Which I think in this film, she's one of the only people who says that.
No, she owns a lot of her. She owns a lot of her.
It would be the heavyset, matronly black woman. Of course, it's the one that has to say she's wrong. But that's the way it was written. That was the way Terry McMillan wrote it. So on
a 10-year drought.
Yeah. Yes.
And please say that Terry McMillan wrote this. Like, it's not a brother. It's not Tyler Perry that wrote this. But I got another theory coming up about Tyler Perry. We'll
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, for me, I thought that, and this is controversial.
Oh boy.
My unsung hero is Michael Beach. This movie
he sets off a chain of events.
This movie does not happen without my man Michael Beach and his duo, his back-to-back this and Soul Food as the worst.
Actually, 3. If you think about it, because even in Lean on Me, remember? He wasn't bad.
Well, see, so here's my real theory, Joe. I think that him being emasculated by Joe Clark and Lean on Me turned him into this dude.
I'm tired of our football team getting beat up down the field.
Do you know the songs? Yeah, man. Mr. Darnell, he got emasculated. He flipped his desk over and became Bernie's husband in this film. So
shout out to Kelly Preston. Rest in peace. Rest in heaven. Kelly Preston, who he got the other end of the slap heard around the world, though. I just want to that trap.
That's
good old Kelly Preston.
Yeah, she was still in Tina mode when she was.
She had arms.
Yeah, she definitely had the arms in this.
Man, Michael Beach. I mean, like, he took one for the team for black men in this film. He was definitely like persona non grata. All the way, all the tropes. Left his wife for the white woman.
Just
had
the
the
worst.
Kids around the white woman, stole the business, like had hidden money. He had houses in Mexico,
boats, houses
in Mexico,
wineries. Vineyard.
He had a vineyard.
Going back to Sideways. Did you know they made wine in there? Gloria knew. He said,
Yeah, Gloria had some of it at the crib.
I know.
Yeah, man.
Gloria had everything. Gloria had everything in that crib.
And I'm not gonna call him by his character's name because I did not invest enough time to even remember.
I was gonna call him Miles. I was gonna call him Miles from
Darnell, man.
Soul Food.
Yeah, or Miles. Milestone. Yeah. Shout out to Cousin Faith all that good stuff, man. We'll never talk about soul food on this podcast other than this moment we're talking about it now. So I'm just putting that out
good
there.
enough. Good enough.
Yeah. So,
don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Cousin Faith and Miles Tones, yeah, man. Michael Beach sets this movie off. The most unrealistic moment in the entire movie is him shaking her hand at the end. It's just like, come on, bro. Like, no, like he's already invested in being a scumbag. He's peak scumbaggery. He just lost $4 million in assets and other things. He's not shaking her hand, but
his name was John.
Funny. It was John.
John. Yeah, it was John.
Okay.
Yeah. John Jr.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Okay. Well, shout out to John Jr., not to Michael Beach.
Who was in that movie that you just said we never mentioned?
Yes, he was. Well. He was also the narrator. Yes, young Brandon. It was like Brandon. What's his name? Brandon.
No, I don't know.
One of the Brandons.
He's a meme. He's a meme legend though. The tear face. The tear face meme legend. Actually.
Ooh. Hey, all right, and then again. This is kind of
a hot take, that's a very hot take, by the way. I just want to.
Yeah, but there's no novel, no movie without John. So
you're right. It doesn't work without him.
What he threw $300,000 at her.
He did. He said, "I'll give you $300,000 right now
and sell the house.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. You got to sell the house. What do you expect me to do? How do you expect me to sell the house?
I hate you.
Hey,
she's acting.
No, hey, look. Angela Bassett, man, she just does not get enough props. And in your previous, I see you changed your background. So in your previous background, I want to remark on how much Angela Bassett with the short haircut looked like Nia Long, and the similarities there between Nia Long and Angela Bassett, like just like on another podcast they call it a market correction or whatever, like. Nia Long was the market correction for Angela Bassett in a lot of ways, like in terms of like that archetype, but definitely not the acting, because
they're about 10, 15 years apart, I think, in age. So that's kind of tough for me.
Or maybe the evolutionary, like because if you look on Nia Long's Instagram now, she looks like Angela Bassett then.
I mean, thank God for us though. We are the beneficiaries of all that.
For sure.
Because they're both in my, that's in my pantheon of thank God for them, that they're alive.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying.
My other unsung hero is esoteric again. So I've done a hot take, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Curious about this one.
Babyface.
Okay. I can see that,
because the architect of this soundtrack, the architect of and Tracy Edmonds too, I guess at that time was essential in a lot of what he was doing. But Babyface set up, this is peak Babyface. This soundtrack was entirely
Peak LaFace. This is Peak LaFace.
Peak LaFace. So they had Boomerang, then they have this, and it's just like, every single song, and I'm sure we'll talk about the soundtrack at length a little bit later, but it was perfect. It was perfectly marketed. And this is a time when people were getting soundtracks for films, and to your point earlier about talking about mentioning the song titles on the nose, even mentioning like Way You, like this is Way You, Shantae Moore, you know what I mean? Like
by the beautiful Shantae Moore.
Yeah, by the beautiful.
Actually, Caddy sounds like the guy a guy that does Heart and Soul on Sirius XM. He just does too much talking before the song. It's like, bro, just let the motherfucker, just let the song play.
You don't need no intro. So, but yeah, shout out to Babyface and this incredible soundtrack. He really, like, again, he sets the tone for, and in a movie that is very structurally weak, that needs something like this, he really makes it a lot more watchable, and that's really something to say for a soundtrack of the film. Like it helps create some of the rewatchability of the film. So there's that. So
I want to say something. I want to go back real quick before you go to the next thing.
Yeah.
Something Reese mentioned about Robin's apartment. I just watched it recently. Robin's apartment made no sense to me. And Reese's explanation, it must have been closer into town, is the only thing that makes any sense to me, because Savannah's a place was like, nice 2-story, great view, definitely out there in Scottsdale, Camelback Mountain right there. Like, okay. You know what I mean? Her place was it's cookie cutter, but it's out there, as opposed to Robin's, which was definitely some pre-Vietnam 1960s, 1950s apartment. And like you walk in and you're in the bedroom as soon as you walk in. I mean, you're right there. And it basically, and for her to be like supposedly this young hot,
powerful
executress. I couldn't quite, those two things did not, equate at all to me.
On a small bed.
Yes, on a small bed at that. And when her and Lee, so it's really bad when Wendell Pierce is in there. Like it's really bad when she and Wendell Pierce, and he shows up, and next thing you know, he's in the scene, but like in her face. But even with that, it's like okay. But then when Leon just consumes, because he's like 6 foot, I don't know how tall he is, he consumes the whole thing. It's like, how are they both going to sleep in this bed? This doesn't make sense. Yeah. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it just made no sense. They spent $16
million, the spatial
$8 on that bed.
The spatial dynamics don't work really well.
No, and she's supposed to be, it's supposed to be this enticing spot where all this goes down.
Can we talk about
more modern?
It was an IKEA apartment.
Yeah. It very much so. Can we talk about real quick, my man Wendell Pierce, Michael, quick?
They did him wrong. They did him so
wrong, but
totally different in the book. In the book, he was a totally different character.
They don't explain a whole lot of that. Like he just shows up at the club with another. They don't and like I guess he undermines her at work. They don't do a lot of exposition as to what exactly went down there.
He's supposed to be like real fair skin though. He's supposed to be like a super fair skinned guy. Who was overweight. And she's like, well, maybe I can get some tanning. Maybe he'll tan or something like that. And something else. But there was no exposition. And I guess there wasn't time. There wasn't. It wasn't about him.
She called that man a sub sandwich, man. She did. He played the hell out of the. He did what
he came there for a reason, and mission
whatever happens, you let him hit, Robin.
No matter what.
you let
and he sold a dream. He sold a dream.
He did sell a dream.
Joe. So that was the part that got me. So he tells her. So first of all, before the coitus, he was pre-sweating. I didn't understand that. If you look at it, right before they get it, he is sweating profusely. I was just like, why did you do my man like that? But anyway, I digress. After it, he says, so tell me what you want. And he's like, I got a house. I got this. I got that. I can give you whatever you want. Whatever you want doesn't, that's not much. Mm-hmm. But then the next scene, they're at work, and he's her subordinate.
Right. And she's living in this old raggedy ass.
And then she fires him. And then he shows up with the other woman at the club.
The chick from Jeanne, or whoever it was. I don't know.
It's a groove thing.
But that lets you know that he was out there pitching.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't care.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, if it's the dynamics.
Spray the block, man.
It's the same
game. The chopper.
Let it sing.
So here's something I want to ask you guys, man. Like, all right, Troy, can we agree?
Yes.
I like how it comes back to Troy. Yes.
The top 3 sorriest dudes in the movie. Because so I think top 3. So it has to be Troy, Michael Beach, but then there's a wobble position. So who's
didn't say Serrano?
Okay.
I'm gonna go Russell.
Okay.
Yeah, Russell's pretty
bad.
Russell in the top spot.
Okay.
Russell's pretty bad.
Russell's pretty bad.
Especially when he goes like this.
Which one be it?
Otis.
He had on a mesh shirt like a Somali pirate.
There's no
all chest.
Look at me, Reese. I'm the captain now.
There's so many vests.
Oh,
man. Vests, they weren't a thing in 95. I don't remember nobody wearing.
I bet you Forrest Whitaker was wearing a vest. And I'm almost positive that was his thing on the movie. But go ahead, Reese. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go Russell. Okay. Then I'm going to go Allstate. You wasn't worried about my pretty wife when you were fucking my brains out, Savannah.
Fucking my brains out.
Him and then Michael Beach. And I'm not gonna go Troy because Troy, you knew what Troy was from the gate. From the gate, he 3 days in.
Yeah, he was crackhead.
You had a Coke party.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm biting your booty at a Coke party. You know what it is. like but
you shouldn't be dating dudes from the
grocery store.
Pick up in the grocery store.
But the other ones were kind of selling the dream or lying or you know something else. But so and Russell, because I can't, and maybe you all can piece this together for me. She tells the story about moving to Arizona for a guy and getting pregnant by him. I assume that was Russell. So this is 2 Russell babies?
Yeah, I assumed it was Russell too. I was pretty sure it was Russell as well. But she went to Arizona State.
I think she
which is in Tempe, which is Phoenix. So I couldn't quite that didn't make any sense to me. But I thought it was Russell too. This past time I watched it, I was almost positive it was Russell because Russell's married. I mean, and he's got it, he's got a family. I thought it was Russell to your point.
Which also was, she made, Wendell Pierce, strap up. And Russell was shooting the club up.
Oh yeah.
Married to shooting the club.
Married to shooting the club up.
Yeah. Well, she
wanted the club up 95.
She wanted them alpha male jeans, man. She wanted them alpha male jeans. She didn't want the
lying, whoring Pisces.
Yeah. So my wobble position, because I'm on record as saying, Michael Beach and Troy for my 1 and 2. So mine is my number 3 is Lionel, the first dude that Whitney's fucking with.
Oh yeah. The dude from Soul Food.
The dude from Soul Food is using a toothbrush.
A lot of cross hatching.
A lot of cross pollination in the mid 90s.
It's black Hollywood.
Why him, so many. Like he was a single dude. Was he?
No. He was with Kenya Moore, wasn't he?
Kenya Moore. God bless.
See, here's the thing. I don't think that he was with her like in a relationship. I just think they were like dating or cool because the way she reacted to him being in, Whitney Savannah's face, it wasn't like a wife. Like if I'm, chit chatting with this woman at this New Year's Eve party, my wife comes up like, "Hey, you haven't danced with me all night." Like, no,
you haven't danced with me all night.
Well, how about just using her How about just using a toothbrush and then borrowing $20 from her and not paying the $20 back chain smoking reefer and
chain smoking reefer
making animal sounds, making her feel like she's the zookeeper while she's fucking him. Like just he was a sorry dude. He was sorry. He was But in a film full of sorry dudes,
wild like them cats in Zona. A whole lot of them.
Shout out to Mike Bibby. and the
remember when Arizona, real quick, remember when Arizona was like a cultural phenomenon? Like that was like a cool, that was like a very cool thing. They
got
cool
a football
uniforms.
Team. Yeah, right. Oh, you're talking about the basketball, like Michael Dickerson.
No, I'm just saying like, like
threes. They were,
No, I'm just saying like that became like a thing, like an Arizona jersey was like a thing. It's like, why do you want what? Why? But it was those guys made it. Those guys made it cool. I remember Mekhi Phifer wore the full uni in Clockers. Like, I'm talking. It was like the gold Fab Five. You know what I'm saying? Like you wore the full Arizona uni in Clockers. That was a cultural phenomenon.
Lute Olson, man, he had them boys on the ball.
Steve Kerr.
They wanted the Natty like in '97, right? And I think that was the squad that wanted the Natty.
No, I thought 98 was Kentucky. So maybe it was 97.
I think they won the year before.
98 was Kentucky.
Yeah. But man, they were a thing. Arizona basketball.
Kentucky beat Duke.
Yeah.
One of the great days of my life.
Yes. A lot of people. It's always a good day when Duke goes down. I don't know how Reese feels about
particularly when Tubby beat. beat
Reese, you looking it up?
I was looking. And it looks like was this 91, 92, 93? This can't be it. This can't be it. This is too many. This is too many championships, I feel like.
No, they won the Pac-10.
They won the Pac-10 a lot.
Yeah, but they I know they didn't win it all that many times.
No, they won it. They won it in '97. They won it in '97.
91 was Duke.
Yeah. No, they won
92.
97. They beat
91, 92.
They beat Kentucky.
1998, 1988, 1994, 1997, 2001.
They won a national championship in men's basketball.
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
That was their first title. 97 was their first title.
Maybe it was women's basketball.
I'm 100% certain. 100%.
No, I'm sorry. Those were the 4 times Final Four.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yes. Okay.
So if you look at that as like an epoch right there, like 80, it started 87, 87 to like 01. That's a run. That's a run.
Yeah.
That makes you a household name. Four trips to the Final Four in 14 years.
That was the Miles Simon team. Miles Simon was the guy on that 97.
That's like they're like the Gonzaga of
and we lost
definitely.
We lost all our women listeners. I'm sorry. We'll come back to it. Well, no, I shouldn't say that because a lot of our ladies love basketball. So, but yeah. Anyway,
sorry, but I just want to say that it became a cool thing. Charles goes to play for them. They get a team. They make this movie. If you think about it, this movie is made, and then Jerry Maguire's made.
Yeah,
like the next year comes out 96, also in Phoenix. Like Phoenix is becoming like hot.
Yeah,
well, puns wild, but hot for that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. What's next?
No. We flowing from the Spiral Scrolls tonight, man.
There he is.
Societal impact. I think this is where we can talk about music. Well, let's talk about two things. Let's talk about Mom Lit, which we kind of touched on a bit. But I mean, I think we can go back to Terry McMillan was on top of the world. She was able to get another semi-autobiographical movie, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, also featuring Angela Bassett off of the strength of this movie. The reason why she blocked me on me and my good friend Monique Judge were blocked by Terry McMillan on Twitter for bringing up the irony of the things that occurred in that book, and then real life situations, and Terry wasn't here for it. She chose violence that day and blocked us. But man, Mom Lit was the thing, and it was huge. But the music. This like you couldn't go anywhere and not hear songs from the soundtrack. So the question I have for you, Joe, first is, what are your 3 favorites on the soundtrack?
Well, I've been listening to the soundtrack unabashedly for the last hour.
Okay.
When I was driving around Southwest Atlanta A, and I love. Okay, so I've got a theory about the end of. If you listen to the end of Exhale, Shoop, there's a little bit, because I'm thinking like it's LaFace, so there's a little bit of it that's kind of got like an Outcast. Something's going on with Outcast and the end of that song. That's just my opinion on that. I can't remember what it is exactly right now, and I can't listen to it to figure it out because I'm plugged in here. But Exhale, Shoot. I know that's it's not a deep track. No, really.
I mean, yeah.
But Exhale, Troop. Even though it doesn't, you can't stream it. Kissing You.
Okay.
Faith Evans.
Yes.
And I love. So I'm a big fan of. I love CeCe Winans. So Count on Me. Of course, it's like of course it's you love Count on Me, but Count on Me / Hurts Like Hell, and really just because of the beginning from Aretha. Like it's like from some place way down deep that she has been pained. Yeah. So those 4 songs. I know you asked for 3. Those 4 songs are my top 3. Because I thought they were authentic to the film. I thought that they, in some way, shape, or form. Because we didn't talk about the over-exaggerated exhales. Everyone goes, at some point, the over-exaggerated exhales. So it has something to do with the exhale. They're all hurt at some point, and then they can count on each other as well. I think that film music should complement, the images you're seeing on the screen. And absolutely. I thought this music did.
Yeah. Sure. Reese, top 3.
I'm gonna go Count on Me, third position.
Okay.
My second position, the Tony Braxton song.
Yeah, Let It Flow.
Yeah, Let It Flow.
Yeah, I love it.
I was a big Tony fan. You know, coming into Morehouse or.
Oh yeah, that's a good choice.
Praise God.
Yeah,
praise God.
Yeah,
praise
and then
God.
Vibe magazine.
My first one has to be Lover and Secretary. Like, I'm gonna cry. Like,
I'd rather call it what you just called it. Love and Secretary.
Yeah, I mean, Mary J tore it up. Like, it's if it's on today, I'm in the car singing. I pull out my little head shawl and dark glasses.
Yeah. So I got asked this earlier in the week, and I'm probably making amends from even what was asked earlier in the week for me. But all right, number 3 for me is Way You. The Shantae Moore is beautiful. Shantae Moore.
That song is amazing.
It's just so.
Does it sound like wind is in your face?
Yes.
Does it sound?
It sounds like you're riding in a drop top, and like it's just perfect, man. It sets it off very well for this film. Number 2 for me is Sitting Up in My Room. Again, huge Brandy fan at that time. I had 5 Brandy posters from Right On my wall.
Right on.
Was very angry with when Kobe Bean Bryant was taking my woman Brandy to the prom, because I mo to the east to the. I was into all of that Brandy. So that, and then my number 3 is Let It. Oh well, so it was Let It Flow, but I think Reese said all that needed to be said about that. So I'm a wobble into My Funny Valentine, because anything Shaka Khan, and that to me, there's 50 trillion versions of My Funny Valentine out there. This is the definitive one for me, and it does all of that crescendo Shaka Khan shit that she does. You know what I mean? Like how that everlasting love, like how Shaka Yvette Stevens, Chicago's own Yvette Stevens, builds and builds and builds into like just reaching heights. This has absolutely nothing to do with this movie, but it allows me to tell it. I'm a big liner notes guy, much like Questlove, and the liner notes from Quincy Jones's Q's Joke Joint are some of the best liner notes you'll ever read. Very definitive. They tell the story of the making of the album. And there was a song on that album, and I'm landing the plane, Joe, like you say. There's a song on that album, which stuff like that features both Brandy and Shaka Khan. And at one point, Brandy and Shaka Khan are doing the chorus at the same time. But Shaka's doing that thing she does where she crescendos. And apparently, as she's crescendoing, Brandy could not take it and just ran out of the studio. It was too much for her. She was overwhelmed by the power of Yvette Stevens' voice. And so, Shaka, this version of My Funny Valentine with the crescendo, with the way, the way she sings the lyrics, looks laughable, unphotographable. And yes, you're my favorite work of art. Just incredible. So those are my 3.
It's your show, so I'm not gonna go on my Brandy as a public nuisance rant.
No, do it, please. I see both sides, Reese. I'm good.
She killed a person.
She did.
And then she took my man's eye for B2K. Like,
what happened with B2K? What?
Oh,
it was Lil Fizz, right? Was it? Which one was it?
No, the one with the curly blonde hair. Like, they were somewhere in the studio, and she threw something across the room.
Yeah.
Caught my man in the eye. He lost the eye.
She did the I'm gonna get you sucker. Locked
her up. So if you go to look at B2K, like some of their album covers or whatever, one of the guys is wearing an eye patch. That's not style. That's not the Nelly.
Was it B2K or no? You're talking about Immature.
Immature. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Romeo from Immature. Romeo.
It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
It is.
But yeah,
Romeo's got the one with the big booty. I don't know that song. That's
But yeah,
is it me?
She threw something, caught him in the eye. He lost the eye.
Wow. Brandy's troublesome.
Walking.
And Moesha might have been the worst teenager in the history of sitcom teenagers, including AJ and Meadow Soprano. She's pretty bad.
I want to say this. I want to say this about the soundtrack though. Those women came with it. Every single one of those women. Every single one of them. They were working with Babyface. At prime peak Kenny Edmonds. Yeah. And I'd like to think they all made the pilgrimage to Atlanta and recorded at LaFace in Buckhead on the 23rd floor. I'd like to think that that's where it happened. I don't know. I didn't look it up. I want to look it up. I'm going to look it up. It
could have. Whitney lived there.
True. True. She did. But they all just My Funny Valentine just should show you. Here's Shaka Khan. Like, does she need to do My Funny Valentine like that? 30 years in the game at that point, 20 years in the game at that point? No. Does Aretha need to give you that kind of pain?
Hurts like hell, man.
Like or even Patty, my love. That whole thing. Like and then of course they're gonna get the label mates on there. TLC's got a little something, they're gonna look you out. Yeah. And it's just a beautiful showcase of these black women and their talent, which is a continuation of what we saw on the screen as well. So I feel you on the unsung hero there, Babyface. I want to, let's give Babyface, but can LA get anything from that? I don't know. He got a check too.
This is during the schism period for them too. This is during their schism.
Yeah, but it was still on LaFace.
It was on LaFace. You're right.
LaFace. But I feel you. Right. But I this soundtrack was happening as well as this movie.
Let me say one quick thing about some of the songs that weren't on there real quick. Because we talked a little bit about songs that were in the movie that were not on the soundtrack. So that shit turns me on. It's a real song.
Yeah.
It's a real song. And it was performed by a young man. This is why people come to the Open Task podcast to find out. We're the only ones talking about this. I guarantee you.
Definitely.
Oriolando Mallory. Oriolando Mallory.
That sounds like Ren and 10, the Dalmatian.
That does sound like the hip hop Dalmatians, Ren and 10. The hoe is mine. That shit turns me on. Oriolando Mallory, his only, as far as I'm aware, his only song to make it to our ears. But shout out to that guy. And then what I wrote down in my notes, because I take notes now, because I'm trying to be big time to keep up with you, Joe. So. My notes.
Okay, whatever you say.
Roberta Flack. The Roberta Flack. It might be you, man. Yeah. Like, I don't.
How's that not on the soundtrack?
Because it wasn't produced. It wasn't produced by Babyface. It wasn't produced by Babyface.
We on that version of Babyface. Okay.
Yeah. So but
this is an old cut. Let me tell you something. At that moment in time, Lila Rashawn, I don't care where I was or what I was doing, whatever she would have said to do, I would go do it. I was coming off of 2 years of Howard University at the time. We had several angels flew very low and walked up Georgia Avenue in and around the Howard University campus. And she was like a composite amalgamation of all of them to me, particularly in that role as Robin. And I just thought it was adorable the way she said, "Oh, it's an old cut." And I thought that was nippy, like not knowing it's Tootsie. Like, Tookie? Is it Tookie? What is the movie called? A Pookie? What is the movie called? He's like, Tootsie. And I think it was Gloria like, Tootsie. I think that's what it says.
Oh man.
I just love that last scene. Yeah. And then they're having champagne, even though Robin's definitely pregnant at that point. So
she had water.
Okay. Thank you.
She did.
Thank you.
She did. I tell you, man, look, we need Reese. Reese brings these details, man. Like
the heat.
Yeah. And one more song that was not on the soundtrack that again stood out to me when they went to the happy hour. Prince's Head. You very rarely hear Head. It's like one of those album cuts they don't want to give to Prince for whatever reason.
I don't want to give enough love.
Don't want to give enough love, man. But Head was like, it was prominent, and Bernie's out here, yes, in that scene. And Bernie's getting it in with Hubert,
Hubert. Oh.
And if his wife is at home, she need to look out.
Like, how do we go there? How do we get there?
Hey, Bernie, you were just in that situation, man. Like,
Like what the
Hurt people.
That's true. Hurt people.
That is very true. That is very true. All right, so Joe, where are we in the categories, man? I've lost track, man.
Really, we're like rankings. Where does it rank?
That's nitpicks.
Oh, nitpicks. Oh, I went over some of them. At first, I was going to nitpick about the vests, but I love the vests now. As I stare at this photo that you have behind you, I love the vests now. I love Troy's because I don't know how to say Michael T's name. I guess maybe it's Michael T.
It's Michael T.
I love Troy's insistence on and his loyalty and consistency with the vests. Not to mention Russell having the vests. And the men had a lot of like their clothes. It's a very interesting 90s look. Ebony Man.
It was either a suit or a vest.
Yeah, there's no in between. Yeah, there's no in between. Yeah. Even Tariq had a vest. Remember, he had the
fuchsia.
Yeah. We didn't talk about Tariq. That whole dynamic.
Man. I'm coming to him.
17-year-old Dick.
Oh, Dick.
Oh, man.
I mean, I thought he played it well. I thought he did a really good job.
My man, don't face on, man.
He was on a little run too, right through there, because he had Clueless. Right. Then he was on the TV show.
Yeah.
So and then later got
Scrubs.
Scrubs. I mean, and he'll be getting checks from that for the rest of his life.
And a lot of my students were strongly influenced by my man Donald Faison on Scrubs.
Yeah.
I didn't like how he roasted his mom.
No, I didn't either.
No, I know. That is a nitpick for me.
Nor
I like how he roasted.
And then he would always be like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
Like, mommy, I'm sorry, mom. I'm sorry.
No, he was killing his mom, man.
We know you're sorry. We're aware of that. We're aware that you're sorry.
Yeah, you're very sorry. Actually, on my sorry list to do, see, and in the homophobic rant, like when he finds out his dad is gay, like just like, I mean, dude, come on, man.
He's 17 in 95. The homophobic rant was wrong.
Yeah,
he's 17 in 1995.
Yeah.
But
written by Terry McMillan, straight from the novel.
Again, which may have been to I guess what she was thinking, a natural reaction at that point. But how is it that you feel that cool using those words to your mom? Like it didn't seem like her house was one that you could say that kind of stuff in. Was it me? I didn't think.
I mean, if you talk about your mom laying up with Pop,
true.
You might as well go on a homophobic rant.
Because I guess there's no rules. There's no rules, just right. Up in there. But Gloria seemed like she had it a little more buttoned down up in there. Yeah. And obviously she was working hard for that home and all that, which you kind of alluded to a little earlier, Reese. So I'm gonna let you go there.
And so I think that she wasn't buttoned down. I think she's a single mom.
Okay.
Working at a hair salon that she owns, which means, and that's hard work. That means you're getting clients, you have clientele, you're there all day.
Yeah.
And Tariq has whatever that little back bungalow that was about the size of Robin's whole apartment that he was getting busy in.
Oh, yeah.
My man was
and a pool.
He was doing his thing. Like he was entertaining at that house.
Yeah.
Jack. Like he had them coming and going through there.
Yeah.
I don't think her house was as tidy as you may think. I think she was doing the best she could.
It. Yeah, got it. Understood.
Sure.
And agree with that. The only other nitpick I have, where was Charles Barkley? Why wasn't Charles? How is he not in this film? There's like a cutout of Dan Marley. Where was Kevin Johnson? Howard neither, like the two biggest black stars in the history of Phoenix. Where are they? How are they not a part of this? That's a nitpick for me. That's literally putting this on wax. That is a nitpick for me. Yeah. Okay.
No.
And then the last one, I agree with Reese. I think was it Reese or Calvin who said that the handshake at the end was disingenuous.
Oh, that was me. Yeah.
I agree. You got hit like that over the head. You got just taken you lost, and to make it even worse, the juxtaposition of She had the sister with locks that was her lawyer, and he has the white guy that looked like he was a guy in Rising Sun that got thrown into the vat of cement. But he has the white guy there. Okay, and he's just sitting there like, how did I lose? Like, how did I lose? I'm still getting paid, but how did I lose like this to this black woman, to these two black women? You know,
I don't think he cared about the loss. I think he looked like he was sitting there like with his head down. Michael Beach looked like, how did I lose? I can't believe it.
True.
He looked like, oh, these are black problems.
Yeah. When are these checks when is this check gonna clear?
These are Negro problems.
These are Negro problems. Right. Yes. These are Negro
problems. My check is cleared.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Business hasn't been good, but trust me.
Reese,
what
nitpicks do you have, man?
I think I covered my nitpicks.
Okay.
In the little things with the mammy and the small bed and the
family.
The mammy and the small bed together.
Together.
That's so painful.
But I did have one thing that kind of stood out to me. Wesley, we ain't talked about him.
We hadn't even talked about him.
I'm glad you did. Talk about it.
Wesley comes in, lays the game down.
Quite flat.
Buys another drink, and then they're up to the room. Let's make tonight beautiful. At what point in all of that does he get her mailing address? Because then he sends her a letter.
A hand-penned letter.
Which Calvin, perhaps he should have made the scoundrel list, because he's lining that up for after his white wife
dies.
He's like, I fell in love.
Back to my point.
I fell in love that night.
Fair enough. A lot of dudes do that though. Like, I mean,
it ain't right then.
It's not like Claire Huxtable and Eunice Chantilly, when she say you can't, if I die, you can't be laid up with Eunice Chantilly. Like, I mean, but I hear you. Yeah, you're right. It's on the verge of being a scoundrel. And he wrote her. I mean, he's grooming her. He's grooming her.
Oh, it's a setup. I mean, we're coming back
for sure.
Yeah. For sure. Once he told her, I got to tell you something, and you might throw me out after this. My wife is white. Like he kind of looked and saw if it flew.
Yeah.
And once she didn't throw it back, he's like, got it.
Right.
Got her. I'm gonna mail her a letter. And as soon as
these are strong themes though with Terry McMillan, brother. It's a strong interracial marriage. It's a strong theme with Terry McMillan.
You know exactly what Terry's thinking about at all times. There's no gray areas with Terry. She's gonna tell you. She's gonna tell you
her fears,
feels, man.
Men ain't shit. Men ain't shit. That's basically
her fears.
Yeah, that's her. Men ain't shit. That's her entire thing.
I have one more nitpick.
Yeah.
Bernie burns all his stuff.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me ain't no scene after that where I roll up and I got some words for that?
My Brioni suits, all of these things are gone.
All the suits.
My wingtips.
All the
It's so beautiful. Such a beautiful closet.
Yeah.
Burned it all. Sold his stuff for $1.
Yeah, sold the skis.
Yeah, I'm glad we're here now, because I was going to ask you all your opinions on that, but I'm clear about that.
There had to have been some repercussions for that.
She still got the settlement. How did that not come up in exculpatory evidence? How did that not reappear?
I'll tell you, Elijah.
I need a one scene where he shows up after that at the crib yelling outside,
right?
And one of the neighbors comes out and restrains him, like, "Come on, John. Come on, John."
I need the Tony Soprano driving up, rolling over his golf clubs. Something, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're right, Reese.
That we did need that pound of flesh, because the fact that we didn't get that, because you burnt. I mean, and not only that, on the page it's one thing to see her walk away at the strut and do that little thing she does with her finger when she's walking away in her hand. I mean, that's that'll be burned in my brain for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
and there's no reaction to it. Like I know I messed up. But did I mess up to this level? You burned my BMW with my clothes in it?
Well, guess what? Sisters are doing it still. The sister that blew herself up not at the beginning of the pandemic. You know, I mean, they're doing it. So
when did Left Eye burn Andre Rison's house?
That was before this.
This was before this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like 93, 94.
93, 94. Like this is Jeff George when Jeff George was the quarterback of the Falcons. See,
but the reason I'm saying is because when they did Waterfall, when they did Crazy Sexy Cool, they did a spread and vibe where they were in
the fires.
Yeah.
Oh, don't I know it?
Yeah, and Crazy Sexy Cool was like around this time. That's why I was the other thing I was gonna say about LaFace. Just imagine the 95 they had. I mean, which was, they're probably still getting checks from that 95 from Crazy Sexy Cool, and then this album,
and then Cash.
I mean, it can't, which wasn't selling like in the Tony Rich project.
Yeah. Nobody knows it but me.
Nobody knows it but me. But I'm just saying, like, they were on a mythic run, unprecedented run. Fact.
Yes. Yeah. Facts. Yeah. So for me, I want to go back to Bernie's lawyer, man. Because like,
okay.
First of all, these kente cloth affectations she has, like the first suit she's wearing,
Phoenix,
green. It's green,
straight out of Wakanda.
Yeah,
straight out of Wakanda, green, and then has like the kente cloth, like the lapels, and like she's the prototype,
custom,
the Maverick, Maxine Shaw, the whole Maxine Shaw Maverick comes straight out of that playbook. And you don't have, I would argue you don't have Maxine Shaw the Maverick if not for Bernie's powerful kente cloth clad lawyer who got the $4 million. She got the settlement. She told it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
But she got it.
It's gonna be a fight. She got it though. So that lawyer
and the house. She got the house and that's what's great. She got the house and the money.
And another house.
And the other house and the boat. I think it was a boat.
But the kente cloth, man.
A lot.
Were people wearing kente cloth like that in 90, 95?
It's Phoenix.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Say no more.
It's Phoenix.
Say less. So the market on Black divorce in Phoenix. Like she had that picture and they were like, this is who you go to when he leaves you for a white woman.
Girl, go to the Maverick Junior or Maverick Senior. Go to her
on Wives and Girlfriend Row. They're at the America West. Back when it was called the America West.
Yes.
She was for the Suns games. Yes. She was definitely her card was definitely in everybody's pocket.
Fair enough.
Definitely in everybody's pocket.
Fair enough.
Yeah, or Sun Devil Stadium before they built their place.
Sun Devil Stadium was so collegey. I was like, why are these?
It still is. It's that place is gargantuan.
Yeah,
they've had like Super Bowls. It's gargantuan.
Yeah. I've forgotten my other nitpick because this is the question I have for you guys, and it's just a yes or no question. Is this a bad movie, Joe?
Yes.
Reese?
Yes.
This is a bad movie. This is the analog to Baby Boy. This is the female Baby Boy.
Yes.
This is the female baby. This is, or they get mad. People get mad at you for saying people. This is the women's Baby Boy. So for sure, like it's entertaining as hell. I've enjoyed all 5.
I love it. I love this movie.
Yeah, I love it.
But if you look back, it's a bad movie. However, there's some outstanding. I think there's some wonderful performances in it.
Yeah. Oh, here's my other nitpick, or not really nitpick, but just kind of a thing. I don't know where else to throw it. Kind of a catch-all. My theory is this is the template for all of Tyler Perry's future, like that nigga ain't shit movies. Like he has just the over-the-top evil Michael Beach-esque villain who fits the Michael Beach profile, light-skinned brother, you know what I mean? And the only difference is like the protagonist is not the Gregory Hines brother. It's gonna be a dark-skinned brother for Tyler. But Tyler straight up just like, oh, this is a formula, this works. Yeah. And it's pretty clear that this is the archetype for going forward for Daddy's Little Girls and for you name it, any of the other bad movies he's made.
I go ahead, Reese, on that one.
As a dark-skinned brother, I support that. If we have a movie, Lenny is gonna play the villain. Shout out to Lenny.
Hey,
shout out to Lenny.
He's a high-powered
Rice.
light-skinned doctor. And I'm gonna be the blue-collar church-going dark-skinned brother.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the only time that Tyler flipped it was when Shamar Moore had that horrible wig. And which one was that? That was like one of the first ones.
That was actually one of his first ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Medea's something. That was one of the first ones.
That wig, man. Oh my God.
That wig was horrible. Like there was no skin and it didn't even go down. But he should have shaved his head and then put the wig on. That way he'd have some skin between the if he didn't want to shave his head. It must have been the case. But I was gonna say this about Whitney. I don't recall how much Whitney cursed in The Bodyguard. I don't recall. I'm sure she did a little bit. Mm-hmm. But there's a scene, and I talked to you about this before, Calvin. There's a scene in Dreamgirls where Beyonce says, "I love it." She basically says Beyonce starts cursing, as in her role, and they're like, "Oh, America's Sweetheart cursing." And she's like, "Yeah." She says something about bullshit. Like, there's no bullshit, and I want to be that way in this film. And they're like, "I don't know if that's really for you." And I think that much like Kadeem Hardison was cussing for no real reason in White Men Can't Jump. I mean, there's not even that part. Just cussing, just cussing. Yeah, just cussing for fun. Yeah. Because Dwayne Wayne wouldn't be cussing. Yeah. I think Whitney was trying to go there a little bit, a little bit with it in some scenes, and I was like, okay, all right. But what we know now of Whitney. Yeah, true. Yeah. But I think she worked hard. I think she worked hard. Yeah. And I think that it was interesting because there was usually like a scene where there were like cross pollination scenes with each of the women. Yeah. But there was some that didn't occur for whatever reason. Like there was never like a Whitney and Gloria. Like a Savannah and Gloria. That's true. They weren't making phone calls. Right. No, right. They weren't. No, Savannah and Robin. Savannah and Robin were. Yeah, they were phone buddies. But there was never like a Savannah and Gloria for whatever reason. Yeah. And there was never a Robin and Bernie. Yeah. Except for when Bernie called it, "I can't believe he left you with these two kids." That was terrible. But Gloria called her. But that was a Gloria initiated call. Yeah. Did we talk about the bad advice from Whitney's mom? Did we talk any? No, let me talk about Whitney's mom. Go ahead, please. No, you can. By all means, Joe, go. Why was her mother on? Why is she in feed? Yeah, why is her mother on food stamps? And I don't mind. I don't even tripping on you have the food stamps, but living off of the food stamps. I think the novel explained a lot more. Yeah, but I can't recall that. I got to go back and read that. I can't recall that. But I mean, even still. Like she said, "Call me and only me." So were there other siblings? Was she talking about aunts and uncles? See, I think that's what it was. I think she had some ne'er-do-well siblings or something along those lines. From what I can recall from the novel. Back home in Philly. Yeah, back home in Philly, she had some ne'er-do-well siblings. But the mom, man, I mean, why she have Kenneth's number? Why are her and Kenneth like? He's a good man. I think the backstory, or at least not having read the book, or the way that I took it was, she was she's the ghost of relationships, future. Yeah, she's like, don't end up like me. I ain't got nobody. I'm here alone, living off welfare. Get you that man, even if he's not your man. Get that man. Don't trade places with where I've been, Miss Seeley. and Kenneth. I think Kenneth was using mom to get the skins. Like, he was like, hey. Yeah. And it worked. To perfection. Man, like a charm. Yeah. Man. Woo. Man, this movie. So, all right, finally. Where does it rank for you, Reese, in terms of anything you want to rank it? Any type of ranking you want to give it? Yeah, what do you compare this to? I don't nothing. No. Girls Trip. The funny thing, Girls Trip. The funny thing, this is the original Hot Girl Summer. Like, good call.
Yes.
I talk about this all the time. Me and Muhammad talk about this all the time. Shout out Kake.
Shout out.
You never walk alone, KK. We got a big win today.
We talk about this all the time, just the comedy. So I think you all say it all the time. Like, if this is on, if this happens to be on, and thank God when I went to look it up, it was on demand, no $3.99. Y'all know
it's on Prime. It's on Prime.
It's on Prime, and it's on Epix. It's on Epix too. If you have Epix,
which is probably what he saw. Maybe that's what he saw. Well, it's on demand, so whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know how to rank it or compare it to anything else, but I think you said it. It's equivalent to Baby Boy.
Yeah.
It's so bad it's good. I'm watching it every time. In preparation for this, I watched it twice. When I got the call that I was coming out the bullpen, I started to watch it again, see if I had time to watch it again right before this. But
I watched it on 1.5 times speed, which is the suggested time period, by the way, for you guys. As Reese pointed out in the pre-show, 1.75 is actually probably the optimal speed to listen to
for
this
us.
podcast.
Oh, definitely 1.75.
But I watched this right before our recording. I watched this at 1.5 speed on my TV, and just so I make sure I caught all the scenes, and I would stop it when I needed to. But yeah, man. Yeah, I happened to catch it this morning after my meeting from hell, after my Comstat meeting. Oh man, it felt just like Comstat from The Wire this morning, man. It was awesome. But yeah, after my
Comstat was in a great room though. It was a really cool room. It was for Baltimore.
Yeah.
That. Shout out to Baltimore.
High technology at the time. They had the clickers. They had the So, but it happened to be on cable, and I watched like the last 30 minutes of it, and I was like, okay, this is perfect timing. You know what I mean? But it was It's one of those quick. You can watch it real quick. You can watch it at any moment. It's a good bad movie. Good bad movie. For me, it's my favorite Whitney movie. I like it better than The Preacher's Wife. I like it better than Boomerang. Bodyguard. Definitely not. Yeah. So it's my favorite Whitney movie. Man, Angela has so many great movies. But it's up there for my Angela performances as well. Obviously What's Love Got to Do with It is probably my number one. But like Angela's turning something, but her performance in this is great. And it's out of all the soundtracks that came out, it is the most consistent and probably the best soundtrack of that era. And that's saying a lot, because there are a lot of great soundtracks. So I think Love Jones was the peak of it, and then it was kind of downhill from there. So Joe, what kind of rankings do you have?
Well, I found that picture with the
oh wow, yeah. Look at those. Look at the sleeves, man. Look at the sleeves.
It's a healthy amount of cuffs there.
Shoot your cuffs, Chrissy.
Shoot your cuffs, Chrissy. Yeah. No, I agree with everything Al said. I mean, if it's on, I'm watching it. And I don't know where to, like Reese said, what do you compare it to? I don't know what there is to compare it to. I have no real clue of what commonsensically it could be. I don't know if that's, well, we're gonna run with it anyway, what it could be compared to.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely my favorite Whitney movie.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Loretta Devine's character in this. I do.
Yeah.
I mean, performance, excuse me.
Yeah.
In this, and I thought that even with all the other things that were going on, because obviously Whitney gets the most attention because she's Whitney Houston. Let's not even act like that's even there's a question. But even with that, I thought everybody else kind of pretty much held their own, and so it's a favorite to watch. If it's on, I'll watch it. No questions asked whatsoever. And so that's kind of where I put it there. I can't rank it any other way. It's one of my favorite films of 95. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite films of 95.
Okay.
And if you think about it too, though, Michael T, he did in this order: Forrest Gump, He did this film. He did Heat. He did this film and Heat in the same year, by the way. Heat.
He was on fire.
Yeah, and then he was in Primary Colors a few years later, and not long, but a few years later. And he was. Remember, they were trying to throw everything at him, and he just didn't know what to do with it. He got. It was too much for him.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he had addictions or any demons or anything like that, but he wasn't ready for what came with the instant fame and adulation.
Yeah, unlike, he wasn't ready for a spotlight. He wasn't ready for his close up. Yeah, he wouldn't.
Not at all. Not at all.
He would.
I just gotta say that because you stuck with the same picture the entire time, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. So this is one of my all-time favorite memes. As Reese was pointing out earlier, like so many the taco, you raggedy bitch. Like it's just so good. And like this is my go-to Mondays. When I'm having a bad Monday, like Monday, you raggedy bitch. Like this is I use this meme quite often.
Keep going. Keep going.
Why do I gotta keep going? You just posted some heat up on your background, man. Like
I know. Please keep going. I don't want to interrupt you. I'm
what are you
sorry.
trying to tell me, man? Hey, man. Now, like I'm just saying, like I don't even remember what I'm saying, Joe. The meme is fantastic.
Raggedy. You were talking raggedy.
Oh,
raggedy.
Yeah. This is a great meme. So
and then she hits him. She connects at the end. Ah,
yeah.
She hits him.
Yeah.
But look. If you beat Lila Rashawn, are you inviting her to something in 3 days?
Yeah.
Yes.
I might lose my mind. I might lose my mind and act crazy. Yeah, I might.
In 95.
I'm gonna bite her ass.
In 95, you
yeah.
beat Lila Rashawn. Sure. Yes, you're getting invited to something.
Speaking of that, going backwards to nitpick, Russell comes over. They have a little tete-a-tete, and then he asks for his pajamas.
Right.
Come on.
This stuff is burned in my head because I think of that scene all the time.
Come on.
I
straight fire, and you mean you can't go around.
She was wearing straight fire. Gosh.
You can't.
Her clothes did not match that apartment. Her clothes did not match that apartment.
Was he tired? I didn't understand.
You know what?
Why say no at that point?
I might have dabbled in a Robin-esque shortly. I'm gonna tell on myself too much. I'm not gonna even.
Long time ago.
Sure, it's not. It's in thinking about some women that I know and have dealt with. Robin actually is not as unrealistic as I thought. There's some women that are living like Robin for whatever reasons. So that's all I'll really say about it. I'm not trying to put too much of my business out or embarrass or hurt anybody. But I'll just say that there are a lot of Robins. There are not a lot, maybe, but there are some Robins out there that are living that way.
You've been in a too small bed with a mammy?
The mammy. Mommy.
A woman with high earning power, living well below her means. That's
if it's for more shoes and more bags, if it's for saving, hey, nope. Okay.
They never showed that. I just thought like maybe she had a slamming car, but
no, we never saw the car. I wanted to. That was the out.
She got all the Doji coin right now. She's killing it.
That just didn't. Those two things did not add up to me.
Yeah.
To you all's point, that didn't make any sense to me.
Joe, what are you trying to tell me, man? I can't sit on it anymore, man. What's
what do you mean? I'm just out here.
What's going on here, Joe?
I'm just out here, brother. I know. I mean, I think we did we waited and
we did. Actually, more than people know. we
did. We waited 2 weeks. But no, I was just going to mention the next film that we're going to discuss is 1984's mega hit, Ghostbusters. And our special guest is, Dr. McKinley L. Price.
Hey, look, I'm going to spend the entirety of next week memorizing when Louis Tully
That of a giant slur. Oh, when I have a friend who can do it. Dorian Daggs, Kenwood High 93. Dorian Daggs, he can do that. If I call D right now, he can do that whole speech.
Reese,
Yes,
you seen Ghostbusters for sure.
for sure.
When's the last time you saw it?
It's been a while. It's been a
Okay.
while. I haven't seen it in a while.
I make it a point to watch
Me
it
neither.
once a
I
year.
haven't either.
I make it a point to watch Ghostbusters once a year. It's near and dear to my heart. It's so Joe. I can't wait and to get my cousin. It's a little known fact. Lenny is like a distant, like fourth removed cousin of mine from the Newport News area. Yeah. So
okay. Okay.
I don't even think Lenny knows that. He might not know that, but yeah. So we keep it in the fam, man. Hey, look.
He will be on the show. We will be doing Ghostbusters. When the light is green, the trap is clean.
I have thoughts, man. I got a lot to say about Winston.
I got lots to say about Winston Zeddemore.
I got
Tell
a lot
about the Twinkie.
I got a lot to say about Lewis Tully. I got, it's some things. Hey,
I got a lot to say about the horrible animation. Horrible animation. It's bad. That animation's bad.
Horrible.
But
free CGI.
Very free CGI. But I don't think they went to Industrial Light and Magic for this ILM. I don't think they did. But before we go any further, and shout out to Ivan Reitman on that one. Before we go any further, though, of course, without the intellect, the insight, the insights, the intellect, the inspirations, the thoughts, the hilarity, the brilliance that is, that is Reese.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maurice Hendrix. Thank you, Reese, for providing. I'm going back. I'm literally going to watch this right now. I got some pictures to edit. I'm going to watch this right now. Look just for hairlines. I'm going back, and I'm gonna see it early because the New Year's party.
Right
we're
away.
gonna see Buddy, at the New Year's party. So we're gonna see it early at the New Year's party. So I cannot wait to see that one guard only. The soft
Barber College. Barber College.
Trey from Boys in the Hood.
Oh man.
Hook up some waves.
I'm gonna hook up some waves. Hey man, I appreciate y'all having me. I'm always in the bullpen. I'm always warming up.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Apple bun.
I'm
out
ready.
here, man.
When Calvin shot me the text, I was like, "Am I
Put
busy?
me in, coach.
Am I busy? I'm ready." So it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Shout out to Cachet.
There he is.
There he is.
Oh, I have a Surly shirt order coming any day now. The DHL. I got one coming in there. I will wear it in next week's.
I got a notice that said it was on the way, but shenanigans have ensued.
Man, post office been killing me, bro. Killing me.
I'm not tripping. I'm just saying. I know mine is on the way. So
me and Reese have a muscle-on saga going on right now. The wrestling shirts.
I'm sorry. For
everybody's
neither one
going
of
to be
our
made
roles.
whole. It's just a pain in my butt.
I can imagine.
I'm sorry that you have to go through that.
Yeah.
But everybody, if you're listening in the sound of our voices, man, or you're watching this on YouTube, listening on Spotify, listening on Apple Music, listening on Anchor, buy several shirts from surlyshirts.com. I don't just say that because I personally purchase them, but I mean, like, dude, whenever I go out with a Shirley shirt, I get a compliment. I get somebody asking me where I got it from, and that's all that really needs to be said. It's like, yo, that popping off shirt that folks gonna pop off, like, it's always blackish, freeish, you name it, man.
World famous,
man. The Heathcliff Huxtable, because I throw that out there every now and again. You know what I mean? Like with the Coogee sweater, like yeah.
Hey man, I appreciate it. That Coogee sweater was hard to draw.
I'm sure.
I appreciate the artistic, the work, the dedication, man.
Hey, man, it's just one guy, a little talent, little time, little beer.
a lot can come of that.
That's a great recipe. Great recipe.
A lot can come of that. Absolutely.
Well, ladies and germs, this has been the Open Task Podcast. We have done Waiting to Excel, and we'll see you next week with the Ghostbusters 1984 Ivan Reitman. So listen, subscribe, like, tell a friend. Shout outs to all of our new listeners and our old listeners. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Peace.